Okay, we're going to take a look at Fort Knox. And Fort Knox the name Fort Knox has become synonymous with high security. And let's get into to the reasons for that now. So, located here in Kentucky, Fort Knox, when you think of the name Fort Knox, you think of the gold vault, but really Fort Knox is this entire military base, which is about 109,000 acres, and number of facilities on here, and training facilities, and other things going on. There's even looks like an airstrip here. But if you scroll down, you look at this kind of empty space here. You zoom in, you'll see a series of security fences and the United States Bullion Depository, commonly referred to as Fort Knox. It's the building right here. So we'll talk about the security makeup here, but let's just take a quick look at the street view, see what the building looks like. You can see the outer chain link fence and security gates here, and there's the building back there. So it's a two-story building, and this looks like some kind of guardhouse at the entrance, and this would be the driveway in. It's a very secretive building. There is not a lot of information about the inside, photographs or anything like that. It's pretty secretive. Why was it built? Well, the original purpose of it was built in 1936, right before the World War II, and the reason the United States government, the federal government, wanted to house gold that was stored primarily in New York City and Philadelphia at the time. The strategy was to move these gold reserves away from coastal cities, to an area less vulnerable to foreign military attacks. So they used this military base, which is in the Mideastern United States, in Kentucky, far enough away from the coast that it would be difficult to obtain. It's actually operated now by the United States Department of Treasury, but they have their own police force called the United States Mint Police, who protect this depository, and they're really the security personnel who are in charge of its protection. The photo. This is what it looks like, a closer view from the outside. You can see there's barred windows on the outside. There's a lot of security cameras. You can see one there, one here, a number of them on the outside there, on top of these sentinel posts in the corner. So, and you can see there's a series of fences around the outside. So let's get into the security aspect of it. So there's an outer chain link fence that surrounds the perimeter of the whole site, and regardless of where you were to drive by, here's a close-up of that fence. So you can see it's about a 10-foot high fence or so with barbed wire up top, and these lines here are electrical for motion sensors. So there's a series of motion sensors along this outer fence. You can see it runs along here to detect anybody trying to climb it or cut it. So if you're somehow able to penetrate that outer fence, you now have a wide empty field that you would have to run across without being spotted. And then inside here, there is this fence, and you can see it's hard to see, but there's corner posts here. And this is actually an electric fence. This is a 10-foot high electric fence, which is another blanket of security. Then if you got through that, there's another 10-foot high electric fence in here. Okay. Now through there's this area that has no grass. You can see before the octagon. This area with no grass is actually a minefield. So there's a series of mines, landmines buried in here that would explode if anyone tried to run across or drive a car right through here or anything like that. And then this octagon fence is the original wrought iron fence that was built back in 1936. This was the original first protection. And then right here, there's what's called a sentinel station, at each corner, and each of these has a heavy artillery. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 each corner, and then another 2 up top. There's another 2 artillery sentinel station up top. So heavily guarded, heavily protected, well, why would that be? Of course, it houses about where are we here? About 4,600 metric tons of gold bars. There's also some rare gold coins inside. That's 2.5% of the gold that's ever been mined on Earth. So just an absolute huge amount of gold inside here. Estimate is about $291 billion worth of gold. So the whole facility is about 10,000 square feet, but there's a vault inside, a heavily guarded vault that's about 4,000 square feet, and that's where the gold is. So let's just talk a little bit about the vault inside. So the vault, there's a different view. The vault inside, the walls were built, they were designed to be impermeable to atomic bombs, which at the time when this was built were under development. The vault, in order to open it, there's a series of people, 10 people who each of them only know partial access codes to the vault door. So you need 10 people in the correct series to type in their aspect of the code. And then once they have a correct code confirmed, there's a 100-hour waiting period before the door opens. So if you want to get inside this vault, you need to plan days ahead. It's very rarely open because of that partial combination that people know. Also, the floor of the vaults is 2 feet thick granite, so that protects anybody who, imagine if somebody were to try to dig under and come up inside the vault. I think that's been done in a few movies, but 2 foot thick granite floor in the vault, so it's almost impenetrable. Also 2 foot wide or thick concrete walls with embedded plates and steel coils. And interestingly enough, the vault inside here that houses the gold, this was built pre-security camera, so they apparently lined the walls inside the vault with mirrors, so that any of the guards who were looking in could see if there was a thief inside that vault somehow. Even with all this security, if somehow they got in, they could see. But now, of course, there are security cameras throughout. Um, there is an escape tunnel inside the vault to get from the vault back into the outer part of the building. Um, it is only a one-way door, so it is only accessible from inside the vault to get out. You can't go the other way, and it's floodable too. So they can actually there's a method, apparently a method by which they can actually flood um, that escape tunnel, just in case it was compromised. Um, for this reason, uh, nobody has ever even tried to break into this depository. I think it's overly it's an onerous task to try to break into this thing, and I don't think it's ever been tried, never been done, and likely never will. So that's Fort Knox.